brothers. Can you talk us through that?
Yeah, there was a weekend where dads and lads used to be played. I remember specifically I was 7, and I used to go watch every weekend until one day they actually invited me to come play. So, from there I've never looked back, and yeah, I picked up the ball. It looked a lot more interesting than batting, so I just carried on from there.
That's brilliant. So were you always a fast bowler or better off sticking to pace?
No, I've always been a fast bowler. Spin never really interested me in any way. Growing up watching a few of the South African legends, yeah, I really enjoyed my fast bowling, and that's all I wanted to do.
So any memories that stand out?
My memory was just the memory of hosting it. 2003, I was in, I think, grade 1. So I was just starting to, become aware of a lot of the cricket players that were actually playing. Ntini, Pollock, those guys. But my favorite player at the time was Andre Null. His aggression was something that I really enjoyed. And yeah, there were a few others, Kemar Roach, James Anderson. But yeah, probably Andre Null was the one standout for me.
That's brilliant. You spoke about mindset that bowlers go into each game with.
I think there's a lot that has changed. Guys are using a lot more, I'd say skills now. Slow balls, things like that. Guys actually, need to use those a lot more. The batsmen have obviously improved. The bats have improved. So, they do put you under pressure. So you need to find new ways to get them out. But still good old basics also work. Run in, bowl fast, hit a hard length, and put the batsman under pressure.
That's awesome. I'm going to switch hands quickly. Be who you might have looked up to.
It was an unexpected moment for me. I just only played a few franchise games. I was still trying to find my feet, and then, next thing you know, I got the call to say I was going to play for South Africa. It's the opportunity that I've always wanted, so there was no time to be scared, to be honest with you. Having started out, I didn't really think that, I'd end up as a Protea. I rather wanted to play, rugby. That's where I started off my journey. I was a lot more focused on my rugby till about grade 10, and then I switched over to cricket. I've always played cricket. I've always loved it. The nerves were there, and yeah, I had a bit of an embarrassing moment the first day. I saw Hash there, and I didn't know if I could ask him for a selfie or not. So, there was still a bit of nerves, but I really enjoyed it.
It's brilliant. You spoke about how you started your journey, economically challenged regions in this country.
Sports plays a massive role in our country. As we all know, there was division before, but after that World Cup, you saw people that probably would have never spoken to each other, hugging, smiling. You could really see how sport brought together the country. So, I don't see how, Cricket World Cup will do any different. I think it can only get better from here. We'd definitely love to bring it home. But, there's a lot of excitement. I wouldn't say there's a lot of pressure. But, the guys are obviously focused on the goal that we have in mind, and that's to win it. And I just feel like that could do massive things for the country in terms of moving forward.
Speaking about pressure, there are 2 World Cups this year.
Well, the Springboks have won one, so I'd probably say the Proteas. But we as players, we don't see it as a negative. We only see it as creating a new path within South Africa. We don't know what could happen after we win this World Cup. But I feel like it can only be good for the country. All the best to the rugby guys as well. They've got another opportunity to win it again. So yeah, it's just an exciting year for South Africa and sport.
This is made for this Boston pass you wouldn't get access to.
This is a great initiative. I think it gets people a lot more excited. The World Cup trophy is something we've always spoken about. We've never really had it in our country. We've never bought it here. So for people to actually see what we're working towards, I think it's going to give them a lot more energy and in supporting us on this journey. So yeah, it's very exciting, and I'm glad it's actually been done. I've never seen the World Cup trophy. So, it's very exciting for me to actually see it in front of me and know exactly what I'm working towards. So yeah, I think it's a great initiative, and I'm very grateful that a lot of people are getting to be able to see it.
Okay, one last the World Cup.
Yeah, the guys are still playing at the moment. I'd say any game you're able to go to, just to show your support, even if it's for 10, 15 minutes. The guys really feel it and appreciate it. If we leave here with a great vibe going that side, I feel like it can only do us better in the future. So, if you guys, could come out in your numbers and show some support, even if it's on social media as well, just letting the guys know that you're behind them, that does a lot mentally for them for when they get that side and, those pressure situations happen. They know that the whole of South Africa is behind them.
That's awesome. All right, one last thing, Lungi, before.
Yeah, it's a goosebump moment for me. I never really expected to be this close to it so soon. So, yeah, it's a bit of a shock to my system, but I'm very excited to actually see what I'm working towards and what we're working towards as a country as well. So yeah, it's just a very exciting but nerve-wracking moment.
Yeah, but how are those in terms of recovery mode?
Well, what we've been speaking about is, we got nothing to lose. It's never been done before by the cricket team, so we're going there with a clean slate. We'd really appreciate it if the whole of South Africa was behind us. We do know that we have a lot of support, but yeah, for my road to recovery, I just finished my fitness test this morning, so I'm good to go. I'm available for selection now. So that's very exciting for me. Yeah, the road to the World Cup, it started last year, so we're well underway, and I think we're very close to, picking that side and who's going to represent us at the World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, what did it mean to you just making the announce the squad in April?
Definitely. We got a lot of big boots to fill, but, the guys have accepted that responsibility. We came into cricket knowing very well what it was expected of us. So, it's nothing but a challenge, another day where we get to prove and show the world what we can do. So, it's very exciting. Yeah, the guys are all looking forward to it. Having looked at the legends and how they played in the past, we'd like to, carry that baton on and, bring it back home for South Africa.
I'm sure you must be relishing the prospect of that.
I'm very excited. I've been to England before with the SAA side. It was a bit of a tough tour for us, so I know what to expect if put under pressure. But, the thing that I'm happy about is, we're going there with, I wouldn't say any expectation, but we are very well prepared in terms of what our goal is at the end. England is an exciting country, cricket mad, and I think there's going to be great support all around.
Yeah. And just lastly, here in Soweto, and obviously the history that is associated to an iconic place like Soweto.
Yeah, it's very special. I don't think this has never been done before, and Soweto probably has never had a chance to witness a Protea player or the World Cup by itself. Could inspire a lot of kids, and I've always been one to say, most of our talent is hidden in the deepest and darkest corners of South Africa. So we don't know if we could be getting the next Rabada or Dale Steyn out of Soweto. So it's good to inspire people and show them that anything is capable. I never got to see the trophy as a kid, but yeah, growing up now and being able to see what you could bring back to South Africa and change people's lives with, I'm even more motivated now going into trying to fight for that spot for the World Cup. Well, that's personal opinion. As a team, you don't see it as choking. People are allowed to play good cricket on the day. It's all international teams, so you can't tell me that you're not going to lose a cricket game when you get to the semi-finals. It is tough, and it hasn't been able to be done in the past, but you never know. It could happen this year, but that choker's tag is something that is created by people, but I wouldn't say it really affects the team in that way. So yeah, it's something that's there, but it doesn't really affect us in the bigger scheme and in the bigger picture.
And also during the World Cup, Kenya used to.
I wouldn't say it adds pressure. We have pressure every day. Every cricket game that you go out to play, there's pressure. There's a lot of people that criticize, but there's also a lot of people that support you in the journey that you're going on. So I think more people watching us play, that gives us a lot more motivation, and it's a lot more support. So we're happy as a team knowing that people are actually watching that we're playing at the World Cup. You want to do even better, but I wouldn't say it puts a lot of pressure on us.
What do you think is that you guys have as our chance?
Yeah, there's a process at the start of each tournament. You take it game by game. You know, people are looking at playoffs already, but you know, you've only just arrived in the country and you still got to play your first game. So it's one game at a time. You know, when you get to the playoffs, that's when you focus on, you know, your game plans for what you've prepared for the playoffs. Yeah, you know, we've gotten better and better each year. So we definitely do hope this is the year. And yeah, you know, the guys are ready, and you can see by the way they're playing at the moment. You know, there's a lot of momentum that they've got. So hopefully they'll take that into the World Cup. Well, I'm available for selection now, so I'm playing. So yeah, just to get back on the field. Not really feeling any pressure, to be honest with you. You know, I'm just gonna go back and play. You know, that's how I've always handled situations. And with the next 3 months, you know, there's also IPL, so that gives me an opportunity to play even more cricket. Bigger crowds, you know, get used to that sort of thing. So I'm excited for the next 3 months, and until they announce the squad, you know, we're all fighting for a spot. So just play as best as you can.